How's it going, everyone? It's GadgetsBoy. Welcome to another video. So just landed in here in the studio is the new Amazon Echo Show 10. Here's the box, you can see there. So this is bigger than the Echo Show 8, which I've been using for a very long time. It works in my Ring doorbell, which means when people ring the doorbell, I can see people on there as well and actually communicate with the Deliveroo guy or Uber Eats guy. So some of the specs right off the bat on here. So you have rotating screen, which is, I think it rotates around 178 degrees. It's got 10-inch HD display as well, so 1280 by 800, which is very similar, more or less the same as the Echo Show 8. And in the box as well, you do get a charger, user manual, and the actual Echo Show 10 itself. What else do we have here? We have two tweeters. So you have 2-in-1 sound system. So two tweeters that's just below the display, so it faces you, and you get downward firing woofer as well, which just makes it sound a lot louder than the previous edition. It sounds really good as well. It's also based on the Zigbee Smart Home Hub, so this can easily just discover new smart home things that you might have at home. So if you have a new Hue bulb, for example, installed, this will pick it up straight away, so you don't need that extra hub plugged in somewhere to pick up your smart things. This also has Bluetooth, so if your friends come around and you don't want them to connect to your network in order to actually use it, you can just connect via Bluetooth and they can start streaming audio straight away on the Echo Show 10. This is also powered by MediaTek 8183 processor, so it's very responsive in terms of operating and actually using the user interface. On the device as well, you do get the camera shutter button, so you can actually close it if you value your privacy. You don't want it watching anything that you are up to. You can do that as well. You can also do this with a microphone as well, so you can turn on the microphone. You can turn the microphone off, so that way it doesn't pick up anything that's going on in the environment that it's in. And by this, when you put it on, there's a little LED lights that come on, and you also get a red bar at the bottom of the display that tells you when the microphone is actually off or when it's on as well, which is pretty cool. You also get the volume rockers as well, so you can physically turn the volume up or down if you wish to do so, or you can just do that using voice because it's Alexa, or you can just use the actual menu itself on the screen to drag up and down the volume control if you wish to do so. There's more you can do in the settings though. So for example, if you go in the settings, you can change things like your sound equalizer, so you can adjust the bass, the treble, which comes in handy if you're really into your audio and you want to get the best out of the Echo Show 10. Setting it up is very easy. If you've done one of these before, it's very straightforward. You just need to download the Amazon Alexa app on your smartphone, which is available on iOS and it's also available on Android as well. So once you've downloaded this, you can set up your new device, or when you plug it in, you can also set it up on the device itself. It runs you through some step-by-step information that you need to put in, including your Wi-Fi information, so this can be connected to your network. And once you've done that, on the app, you can adjust settings, or on the device as well, you can adjust the settings as well. I find out on the device, you get some settings to play with, but you do get some more options to do with the rest of your smart things at home on the smartphone if you do it on the settings on Amazon Alexa app, if I can get the word out. So on the device itself, you have that big display. It's very responsive, but the unique selling point on this device is the fact that it swivels. Using AI and the camera as well and some algorithms here and there, it can actually track your movement as well. So once you've set it, it can track you moving left to right. So if you're in the middle of a call, for example, if you're using it for a video call, it can actually track you as you're moving around the room, for example. And also, if you get closer to the device, to the camera, it can automatically zoom and make sure that you're always in focus of your conversation. One thing I do notice though during my testing is it's kind of the latency issue is there in terms of when you're moving around. It doesn't always track right on point as you're moving around. It still works all the time, every time I find, but it just means that if I move too quickly, it can lose track of where I am, and then once I get back in shot, it picks me up again. Thanks to that ultra wide angle lens that's on there, it can easily pick you up as close as possible. You don't have to move too far away from the camera. It will always pick you up, which is pretty cool. For the camera quality, it's decent, it's okay. It's not something that you get on a smartphone, for example, but it's a higher resolution enough so that people can see you clearly when you're doing your video calls. And if you manage to connect to it as well remotely, which is something you can also do using the Amazon Alexa app, you can just go into your devices, go into camera, select the Echo Show 10, and you can view your house or wherever you've set it remotely as well, which is pretty cool. When you do this, you don't have to worry about privacy because it also alerts the people at home that you're actually watching it remotely. You can turn this off, obviously, but it will let you know that someone's watching remotely, which is pretty cool. Besides just being a speaker and some sort of assistant, you can actually use it to watch videos as well. So on there, you can watch Netflix, you can watch YouTube. There's no Disney Plus on there at the moment. Maybe that will come in the future, who knows? But that's something that you can do. So whilst you're in the kitchen, you can watch your favorite show, for example, whilst you're cooking, that kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool to have that on there. So the good bits about the Amazon Echo Show 10. I love that it swivels as well. So I think I said 178 98 degrees earlier, it's actually 175 degrees. So this can actually swivel around. So if it adds to the experience, that I'm yet to see, just because it's not something that I use all the time. So I'm not always making phone calls, video calls on the device itself. So that I'm yet to see. But for some people, that might become a really useful tool to have. The sound system is really good. The speaker system sounds really good.
Big vibes. Look, I'm about my pledge. I'm decked up on blue bills, and I won't stop until the cash pit. There's like fall leaves in the backfield.
And the microphone on there picks up voice very clearly as well. Very good in terms of voice assistant as well. So even if you have other sound in the room and you speak to the device, it can pick up your voice from far distance as well with no problems, and clearly as well. I also love the big display. It means you can see a lot more on the display. I'm not a big fan of the big bezels on there, but maybe that's something that will improve over time on the next generation. The biggest negative point for me though is the size of the Amazon Echo Show 10 itself. Compared to the Echo Show 8, this takes up more real estate, so more space. So before I used to place my Echo Show 8 just in my shelf down here, and it fits perfectly well there, but now I can't do this with the Echo Show 10. I have to find a specific spot for it, especially the fact that it moves, it swivels. I know you can adjust the swivel, how far it goes, you can adjust that accordingly to the space so it doesn't knock things, but still, it's still quite big, and you have to find a particular space to place that, maybe on a desk or in the kitchen, on the kitchen counter. But I couldn't have it in my TV shelf like I used to anymore. Another thing that I really like about it though is the fact that it now tilts up and down. Although this doesn't work with the mechanical part of it, you still have to manually tilt up and down. It's still good in terms of visual if you want to view it. If you're a taller person, you might want to tilt it up so the camera can actually pick you up comfortably, and you can also see what you're actually viewing on there if you're watching a video, for example. Overall, I like Amazon Alexa platform because it connects to everything in my house. It works on my Ring doorbell. But are you team Google Assistant? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the device? Let me know in the comments as well. If you have any question, let me know in the comments as well. But in the meantime, please do subscribe, smash that like button, hit the bell notification as well, so you'll be one of the first people to know every time there's a video up on the channel. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.